appears to be a desperate attempt to counter the Trump-Vance inroads with families and young couples in America. Kamala Harris unveiled her proposal on home ownership. Her plans call for federal assistance for first-time home buyers for up to $25,000, which is more than twice the assistance of the Biden $10,000 tax credit. The goal is to make it easier for young people to achieve home ownership, since it has become nearly unaffordable, unironically, under a Biden-Harris administration. But if you were looking to buy a home, this seems nice. But what will this actually do to the market? How can America afford this, plus student loan bailouts and foreign wars? Joining us now is the Vice Chair of Douglas Elliman Real Estate, Dottie Herman. Dottie, so great to have you on. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, great to be here. And
we need your expertise. Lay out what is going on here.
Well, I think, for a campaign, it's great to say I'm going to give $25,000 to first-time buyers. Right. And since I think a lot of people really just hear a part of an issue and don't really know the details, and there are no details at the moment that I know of. But let me start with this. The interest rates have been higher than they've been for the last, 6 or 8 years. However, so that everyone knows, the average interest rate over time was 7.5%. I bought my house when it was 15%. So there was a problem. There's an affordability issue because houses were rising and rising, especially since the pandemic, when everyone needed more space or had to move out of cities. But the bigger problem, was inventory. This is national, and it's just not in the Northeast, it's all over. There was a lack of inventory, so that there were more buyers looking, because the millennials are the largest buying segment at the moment, buying residential homes.
Right.
And there was no inventory. So you would see.
Well, they were also being bought up by these big investment firms, investors, right?
Yeah. And they were being bought up by big investment firms. So the market, as far as the real estate market nationally, was not its best year. So when I listened to, and I look at both candidates, the problem was twofold. How do I save enough money? A lot of couples making two incomes are working. And the larger problem was, one, the down payment, sometimes the income is fine, but you don't have the money to put down. Then the other problem was, then you're out there with limited inventory. So sometimes you can't find what you like. But even if you did, the competition could be all cash or something of that nature. And you're not going to be able, unless your offer is substantially higher, you're really not going to be able to compete with that. So, and we don't see prices coming down. I think the market is a little bit in a transitional state, but it's not. It was definitely a seller's market, but I certainly don't think it's a buyer's market. And then what happened?
Okay, so walk us through, Dottie, what that $25,000, down payment assistance would look like, because on the face of it, it sounds like it's free money. It sounds wonderful. It sounds like sugar glazing on a donut. And ostensibly, the theory on the left seems to be this. The logic on their side seems very clear-cut to them. And they think, well, if we simply help people out on this end, we can get the ball rolling. And as far as I can tell, that seems to be the logic under this policy proposal.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.